time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive. And the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong? And I saw you walking the line, and the
Hello, hello. How's everybody doing this evening? Boy, was it hot today or what? My gosh. We're just getting into summer here and it's already too hot. All right. I figured I'd do a pop-up. It's been a while since I've done one, and not everybody can make it early Monday morning. So Diane was first. Good morning, Diane, one of the best moderators in the business. KC is here. Hello, KC. Thank you. Bree is here. Good evening. Good evening. Hope everybody's doing well. And there's Gina. Good evening. Good evening. Thanks for being here, Gina. See who else we have here. Ava's here. Watched your live stream this evening, Ava. We were running it. I know it was a recording, but we were running it as we were making dinner. Always a good time, good music. Misha Lee is here. Hello, Misha. A fellow veteran. Yeah, hope everyone's having a good evening. So we didn't do a whole lot today. It's too freaking hot to do. It's even hot up there for Canadians too. I was watching Paula's video today, and she got a little overheated up there camping. So, and it was like 68 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty cool weather for us, considering we are over 100, well over 100. I think I saw 110 today. It is late. Yeah. Well, it's 8 o'clock here. And I had a pretty good nap today, so I could stay up for an hour. Joe Dirts Travels. Hello, hello. Whoa, 10,000 feet in Minnesota, and it's still in the 80s. Wow. Oh, New Mexico. I misread that. New Mexico. I was going to say Minnesota doesn't have 10,000 foot. New Mexico does. Still in the 80s. Yeah, even Mount Lemmon, north of Tucson, which goes up to 9,000 feet. I saw on the weather this evening that they're hitting 80 degrees up there on top of the mountain. So that's kind of a nice getaway for us. It's about a 2-hour drive to get to the top of the mountain. It's Mount Lemmon is what it's called. There's a little village up there called Summer Haven, and it's a nice getaway in the heat. But it takes about 2 hours from here. So you've got 4 hours round trip, and then you spend a couple hours up there. They have some shopping and some places to eat, but like most tourist traps, it's expensive. So you can do some picnicking. They do have some camping up there too, tent camping. There isn't much up there for RV camping. There's Mel and Nettie. Good evening, good evening. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I just figured I'd do a pop-up and see what everybody was up to. It's after 10 o'clock where Ava's at. And is this a school night? Yeah, it's a Thursday night. Tomorrow's Friday. So happy Friday, everybody. Every day's a Saturday for me because I'm retired. Scrolling. Mel and Nettie are 8:12. 11:12, where Diane's at over there. Phil Leo is here. Hello, Phil. Thanks for joining us. So what's everybody been up to today? The last couple of days, we've been having our well worked on, our water well. With the drought here that's been going on for a decade or more, everybody's well out here in the desert is getting low on water. And so we decided to have ours checked out. And so we hired Nelson Drilling, which specializes in wells, to come in and assess it. And they actually sent a camera down the hole and looked it over, and they found the perforations, which are where the water comes in, were clogged. So we decided to spend some money and get that cleaned up. Upper 90s here in Colorado. That's pretty warm for you guys. Cookie's in bed, but got you running on the TV. Good to see you, Cookie. Hope you're doing all right. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's pretty hot here. It is pretty hot here, Phil. Let's see here. What's the weather here in Marana tomorrow?
Should be sunny tomorrow.
It's going to be 108 tomorrow. So we're kind of waiting for our monsoons to come through. We're hoping that helps. Everything is dried out right now. Tomorrow I'm going to post a short. It was actually a fire. I went down to get gas in the car, and there was a fire on the side of the road. I don't know how it started. Somebody threw a cigarette butt out or something. But the shoulder was on fire, and everything is so dry. The fire department showed up. They were down the road. This had just happened. So I ran down there. You can see the fire there. And they did get it out, but you see that power line's running through there. So there was one pole damaged. But that's kind of what we're dealing with. Saw my kidney guy today. Hope that turned out okay. Normally head to bed by 11. I'm usually in bed by 9. Thank you for coming in, Mel and Nettie. Hope you're doing well. Mel and Nettie are getting into doing live streams. So if you check their channel, I think they've got one scheduled, for Friday? And they're trying to get their watch hours to get monetized. They have plenty of subscribers, but they could use some help on the watch hours. So you in Colorado, Arizona. Phil, we're in Arizona, southern Arizona. Misha, I don't know. I can't remember if I said hello to you. I think I did, but hello again. Yeah, we're in southern Arizona. Phil, there's northwest of Tucson is a little town called Marana. And we're west of Marana out in the, this is my backyard right here, looking at the sunset. We're out in the Ironwood Forest National Monument. Bought some land out here, had a house built back in 2004, and the rest is history. Talca Detectors here. Hello, hello. Good night, my friends. Thanks for popping in, saying hello. All right, so Cookie's had some health challenges, and he's been off the poison for a few days and healing up, so that's good. We'll wish you good luck and say a prayer for you, Cookie. You're a tough guy. We know that. CRV is here. Channel member. Thanks for being here. Tim, if that's you, I just figured I'd do a pop-up, and it's been a while since I did one. Say hello to everybody and see how everybody's doing. CRV is up there in Quartzsite, toughing it out in the heat up there, running solar as much as they can and running generators to stay cool. Well, I don't know. It's not Friday here. Sum Tin Wong, thank you very much for coming in. It's Thursday night here. Could have been better, huh? Well, hopefully not too bad. Are you sure it's not Friday? Depends on where you're at. If you're over in Asia, it's Friday. Let's see, Japan is 15 hours ahead of us. So what is it? It would be 8:30 is 12 plus 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11:30 is about lunchtime in Japan. At my age, that means no tagging. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, we like it. We like it. You know, I was working out here, geez, what was it? 20 years ago. And at the time we lived in Tucson, and I was kind of keeping an eye out, trying to move out closer to work to the northwest side. And I had a power quality complaint out here. Somebody had a motor burn up on their well, and of course they thought it was the power company, and that was my job, was to investigate that. So I came out here and to check it out. I met a real nice gentleman named Jim down the road here, and I got to know him a little bit. And I said to him, "Wow, Jim, this is pretty area out here. You can see the saguaro behind me. We have lots of saguaro cactus out here." And I told him, "I'm kind of looking for land, if you know anybody's got any for sale." And he said, "Well, Floyd's got that corner for sale. Why don't you go talk to him?" So I worked out there, checking out power quality there, and went over and talked to old Floyd a few days later. And it worked out. Eventually, we bought this corner, 5 acres. So we sold the house in town and we moved out here and have been very happy out here. It's just beautiful. It is hot. So KC's in the northeastern portion of Colorado, in a grain of sand town called, is that Gallatin? Gallatin? I don't think I've ever heard that one. Northeastern, so okay. Diane's on the phone too. Yeah, you got to be careful with the heat in the quartzsite. Don't overdo it. Boy, you really have to pound the water. When the well guys were here, we had a thermos, a ice chest full of water and Gatorade down there. And you know they're working in the sun all the time, but I wanted to make sure they got through their work here on our place with no problem. So I was handing them bottles of water and Gatorade, and Oki was keeping keeping everything flowing from the fridge, and that worked out pretty good. Cookie's got the AC cranked since it's nice and cool here. It is nice and cool. Yeah, I've been running mine. I quite often when it's really dry before the monsoon flow starts in, I'll run the cooler because it's really cheap. Doesn't cost anything to run on solar. But as soon as it gets over 25% humidity, the AC comes on and we're spending the money. Use precision laser guidance or what? No, this is actually trimmed up pretty good. It was longer. I'll usually trim it up during the summer and then let it grow out. Yeah, I like that, Tim. That's one of our sunsets right at the fence line, the inner fence line where we live, looking off to Ragged Top Mountain. I don't know if you can see it. No, Ragged Top's out of the picture there, but it's towards Ragged Top. Go right ahead. Drop whatever link you want, Bree. There's Step Van Dan. Big hugs from Minnesota. Good to see you, Dan. What's your weather up there, Dan? It's like 110 here. Yeah, thank you. I took that with my phone. I got this iPhone 14. It's a 14 Plus, and it takes really nice photos. Lily's here. Hi, Lily. Hope you're doing well. Fires in British Columbia are blowing my way today. That's terrible up there, huh? Had some pretty big fires. The East Coast is dealing with it. Even, I think, Diane, you said you had smoke in your area some time ago. Is that still there? Oh, Engineer 775 is a great channel out of South Carolina. And off-grid solar, alternative energy, all solar well pumps. That's cool. I'll write that down. Engineer 775, thanks for that. Hey, has anybody seen Jolly Matilda? I haven't seen her in the chats recently, kind of hoping she's doing all right. There's Georgianne. Hi, Georgianne. Thanks for joining us. Lily's doing some content creation there, so. Yep. Swamp evaporative cooler. I love it. I have a roll around swamp cooler in the garage, and when it's dry, it'll freeze you out. It works really well. Ed Idea Lab is here, another channel member. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining us. Don't want to get banned. Oh, come on, Bree. That ain't going to happen here. Ann is here. Ann J. Sunday Drives. Hello, Ann. Hope you're doing okay. I haven't been over to your channel recently. Have you put a video up? Let's see. Ann J. Sunday Drive. Oh yeah, Peterson Rock Garden. I haven't seen that one yet. Oh, you have a couple of them. I got to catch up. So there's Ann J's channel right there. She does some great drive streams, drive videos. I got some catching up to do, Ann. Thanks for being here. And if anybody wants to drop links, please do. We're all about mutual support here. Oh, Cookie's going to Minnesota, huh? Nice. Let's see, I think I just watched one of Gina's videos. Van Life with Gina. I love commercials. It looks like Gina did a interview with some content creators, Jarhead and Ginger's Journey. So that was on Wednesday. That's Gina's channel, Van Life with Gina. Always enjoy, especially her kitties. Her kitties are fun to watch. Very tired. I know you guys have had a busy time of it recently. All right, so you don't have the smoke. You're down in Louisville, huh? Okay. Mellow Nomadic Adventures is down that way. '14 Pro Max has been used for movie. Might switch to the Apple ecosystem with 15 coming out in September. Cool. I just got the 14. I didn't get the Pro because it had enough memory, and I have plenty of memory to take care of it. Yeah, haven't seen Jolly Matilda recently. Hope she's doing okay. Oh, second pronunciation attempt was right on. Okay, thanks. That was the town you were in. Okay, so she commented on last week's video of mine. Okay, that's good. She's still out there and doing all right. I know she went back to work for a while, but I'm not sure she was able to keep working. Lily hasn't seen Jolly either. All right, there's Mel and Nettie's channel right there, folks. So if you could run their playlist and maybe check out their live stream, they could use the help. No reason. Just I just like to do them. I usually do my live stream on Monday morning. Okay, there's Ann's channel. I usually do a live stream on Monday morning, 8 a.m. Arizona time. A lot of people are working. I would just do a pop-up this evening. I didn't see anybody else that I follow doing a live, so I thought I'd do a pop-up here. Things are a bit crazy here. I know. Hopefully things settle down for you, Ann and Scott. There's Gina's channel. Yeah, Gina, after I watched your one meal you cooked on the stovetop with the stovetop oven, I bought one of those, and we're going to use it camping. Okay, so it's work-related stuff. That's not much you can do about that, huh? You know, Phil, I've messed around with the solar oven. I have a metal box, and I just bought some mirrors to put in it. I did a little cooking with it, not a whole lot. Baked some muffins that Oki mixed up for me, and it worked out all right. There's a link if anybody wants to come up and chat and say hello. All right, there's Tommy from River Sticks Outdoors. Hey, how you doing? He's working on his bus. All right, thanks for coming in, Ava. You have a good evening and appreciate you popping in. There's Sandy. Good evening, Sandy. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Anybody know if Ron Darrell Adventures is going live tonight? I think Diane might know. Yeah, I'd like to be able to do that. You can fabricate your own parabolic mirrors. That is cool. I hadn't thought about that. I know I've seen where you can buy them. They're pretty expensive. They're over $100. So I saw everybody's 023 videos. That looked like that was a good time up there, and everybody's getting ready for Minnesota. That's coming up. Dan, are you going to be attending that? Oh, he's rather busy at the moment. Okay. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to be working on my water hole. We had a problem with cows coming in and taking all the water, and so I put a fence up. Took me a couple attempts to get it to where it works, but here used to have a water tub out there for the desert animals to take water, and we changed it to a concrete area, but I had to fence it in to keep the cows out. So that took a couple attempts to keep the cows out. Of course, Lucas is out there barking at them, telling them, "That's my yard, get out of here." Oh, thanks, Ann, for posting that. It is like a saloon, yeah, for the cows. So we live out here. If you look out behind the cows, that's basically what it looks like in our area. And we have open range out here, they call it, which means you might have a cow in your front door if you're not fenced in. And some people do. They'll find them looking in their back window. And what they look for out here is water. They've got to have water. And so they were coming into our water hole and emptying all the water out. And there wasn't enough for the other critters in the neighborhood. The foxes and the javelina and the deer, they'd come in and there was no water there because the cows had sucked it all up. our well is 430 feet. Most of them are around 350 to 400 out here. And when we had the well guy check the water level, they call it the static water level. It was 310 feet is where the water was. So we have experienced drought out here, and we wanted to see if we could improve the water output, because we were only getting about 580 gallons per day, which really isn't enough. And so they did some work on it, cleaned it out for us. We do have a house, Mel and Nettie, we do have a house. We had a 1,450 square foot, 3-bedroom house built back in 2004. And that's where we live. That's our home base. We do have an RV under the awning out here. So we jump in there when we feel like traveling. Otherwise, you can see what this area looks like. We just love it here. Not much reason to leave, and unless we get too hot, we need some forest. There's Sandra. Hello, Sandra. Good to see you. Sandra does live stream AA meetings for anyone who wants to listen in. Reads out of the book. Always an interesting conversation. You have to look up riparian rights in Arizona. Can you legally harvest? Yeah, absolutely. You can legally harvest rainwater. And we do that, Phil. I have a metal roof on the house with cisterns on the corners, and I can pick up about 1,000 gallons of rainwater when it arrives. So anybody who doesn't know, Lily and Sandra are twin sisters, and they're both in here. So yeah, our house isn't a real expensive house. It's a simple house, but we like it, and that works for us. When we left the east side of Tucson, we wanted to downsize, and we had a retirement house built. So, I'm 67 years old, and this is going to be the last house for us. And so we had the roll-in shower and the wide doors and, concrete front porch and things like that to make it easier. But we have plenty of elbow room. So this is the last place that Oki and I will spend. Yeah, home base with a water hole. We got that. So anyway, after the well guys were done, the first morning we got an additional 200 gallons of water out of the well. So far we'll see how it settles in, and we're hoping that we get some rain. We need about 3 or 4 inches of rain here to kind of replenish the water out here. The bud files. Okay, thank you. Old Car Junkie, Teddy is here. Howdy, how. Thanks for joining us. Oh, you're welcome, Sandra. Everybody's saying hi to Teddy. Okay, so Sandra, you got a job. Good. Congratulations. Congratulations. Back to work on the 26th. So that's good. So you have some time yet. You've got about 13 days. And where are you working, Sandra? Cookie and I are long distance twins. Cool. We do have the same last name. Yeah. Yeah, we really like it. When when I was talking to my neighbor Jim, and he said, Floyd's got that corner property for sale. This is out inside the Ironwood Forest National Monument, 129,000 acres. And so this 1 square mile piece of land in here is inside the monument. And I thought, wow, wouldn't that be cool to own a piece out here? And so Jim said, well, Floyd's got that corner for sale. So I went and talked to Floyd, and he wouldn't commit at first. It took him a while. And I found out later that he said, I have to be careful who my neighbors are. Floyd at the time, I think, was in his mid-70s, had lived out here for 30 years. And the way that he survived, besides Social Security, was to sell land. So he had 30 acres of land. He would sell off parcels once a year, and that was his income. So I told him, hey, I'd really like to have that corner. And so I would come out here and I would sit underneath a tree when I was working, sit there with my lunchbox and eat my sandwich to kind of get a feel for the environment out here. And it was very comfortable, felt good. Yep, twins and neighbors. Felt good. And you guys have been places where you didn't feel right? And I wanted to make sure that if we bought this property, that it was going to work for us. We worked hard to take care of it because we're stewards of these saguaro cactus. We have probably, 25 or 30 of these guys, and they live to be 200-300 years old. So they're going to be here when we're long gone. So we work hard to take good care of them, to protect them, and be good stewards of this property that we're basically borrowing. So exactly, 640 acres is a section and a square mile. Yep, that's what we have out here. And we've been out here, 19 years. And there's been a lot of land sold and a lot of building out here. This corner piece, we're up against the road in a wash, so we're not too closed in, and that's why I was interested in this. And I brought my wife out here and showed her, and it felt good to her too. So we sold the house on the east side of town and then had a small house built. Anyone has some chips? That's too late for snacking for me. They would taste good though, Bree. All right, Sandra, you have a good evening. Thank you for coming in. Fangirl Cheryl is here. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Just doing a pop-up live to chit chat and say hello to everybody. Blue corn tortillas, oven warm, and artichoke dip. There you go. That sounds pretty good. Quinn Dynasty is here. Hello, hello. Whoop, chat just jumped on me. Drones, huh? Quinn Dynasty drones. I'll have to run back over to your channel because I just retook my test here in the States for my commercial drone license. This is the drone that I fly, and everybody who's followed me knows that I do a lot of drone videos, and I really enjoy it. And in order to share the drone videos on a monetized channel, you have to have a commercial drone license. and I have that. It took me a couple months of studying to pass the test, but I can legally fly this record video and then share it on my channel. Pronounced Chin. Okay, thank you very much. Chin Dynasty Drones. Thank you. Oh, that tastes good, I'll bet. Yes, DJI. This is a DJI. This is a Mini 2. It has the 4K camera in it. Takes pretty good video. And I'm looking, I started off with a Mini 1, which I still have. And I take my grandson out and teach him how to fly when he feels like flying. So that one still works. And I put a lot of hours on this Mini 2, and it's worked really well. I'm considering my next upgrade because this one's getting a little long in the tooth. But it still works. I'd like to go to a Mini 3. But I'm still doing some research. And all right, Melanetti going to bed. We'll see you later. I don't know if I've ever had beef tongue. That's really dense, isn't it? Yes, high res 4K, that's right. Hello, Gia, thanks for joining us. Yeah, and the way that goes, Sandy, is they consider a monetized channel a business, right? So you have a business, you're getting some ad revenue, and so in order to have drone videos on your channel, they consider it advancing your business. Even if you have a drone and you go out and let's say that you want to film your church or something, as a favor for someone and post it on your channel, they say you can't even do that legally. Ooh, that sounds good. That's jambalaya. Yummy, yummy. Is beef tongue similar to liver? I don't think it's as strong. All right, Lily is heading off to bed. You have a good evening. Thanks for popping in, Lily. Appreciate it very much. Chin, pronounce it chin. Bree, is that true? Can you make an old pair of leather sandals taste yummy in a smoker? Yeah, totally different. Yeah, beef tongue is really dense from what I remember. I think I may have tasted it once, but what's the most popular food in Arizona? Mexican food. My favorite food, I think, is tacos. I love tacos. I can eat tacos every day. Yeah, I'll bet he was, Cookie. I'll bet he was. Gia, where are you at? I think you mentioned it before. I'm going to put this back so it's ready to go the next time I want to run out. I also like Asian food. My wife is from Okinawa, Japan. That's where we met 39 years ago. And So I really like Asian food. It's good for you too. Tacos, yep. Crawdaddy boils. Oh yeah. Gotta hit New Orleans, huh? New Orleans. My daughter lives in Louisiana, southern Louisiana down there. And we went to see her a couple of times. Good food, really good food. Oh, Pakistan, okay. Tacos are the bomb. Yeah, that's my favorite. We make them here at home. Pakistan, cool. And it's pretty amazing, huh? We can talk to each other around the world. Well, Gia, are you in Pakistan or from Pakistan? Yeah, I hear that. I could live on taco food every day. Tex-Mex, yep. Authentic Mexican, yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. I don't care for liver either, Brie. My mom used to make us eat liver when I was a kid. She loved it, absolutely loved it. So I think once every payday, we had to choke down that liver. Or if you didn't eat it, you didn't eat. So that's kind of the way it was in our house growing up. Oh, curry is good too, yeah. Especially in the wintertime, huh? When it's cold out, curry just warms your stomach. Yeah. Oh, I never met a liver I liked. I can say the same thing, Cookie. I can also rate more than a 9 Desert Adventures in Arizona. Okay, you're in Pakistan now. Very cool. Very cool. There's a lot going on over in your area of the world. Not sure what to believe or how difficult it is for people over there to live, but we take things for granted here in the US. We don't have to worry about other people outside the country, attacking us or dropping bombs or shooting and things like that. But it's not the way over there in the Middle East. It's very different. Chopped chicken livers, flour dusted calf's liver sauteed in butter is good. Now, my wife enjoys chicken livers. She likes those. Whoa, Chris. No rain up here, Chris. No rain, not a drop. Well, we did have a couple sprinkles a couple days ago, but nothing to speak of. Are you guys getting any rain down there? She is. Cookie's looking to see what time it is. Yeah, it takes a little bit to get over that, huh? Must be saying hello. So here we go. India, Pakistan is yummy. Ooh, taquitos. Yeah, they are good. They are good. Okay, here we go. Cheryl says you got to soak liver in buttermilk first. Slice and cook some onions and make some gravy. It's really too strong for me, so maybe that would make it better. Yeah, I love Asian too. In fact, I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan. I met Oki, my wife, and we got married over there. I lived there in Okinawa for 10 years while I was in the military. They would allow you to extend. Normally, it was a 3-year tour, and I kept extending. And then the last time I tried to extend, they said, no, you're done. It's time for you to go back to the States. beautiful, beautiful island. If you ever get a chance to go to Okinawa, Japan, that is the Hawaii of Japan. That's where all the newlyweds go when they're looking for a nice place to enjoy. Thai food is good too. Thai food is really spicy, right? Crazy world. You got that right. Got that right. Life is very different here than the USA. Yep, I understand that. Can't take things for granted over there in the Middle East like we do here. All right, so Phil, who is a chef, seasoned a beef tongue with traditional pastrami slices, smoked and steamed, costs $40 a pound in New York City. Now, Phil looks to me like he's got some pretty good recipes working there. Oh, you got some rain. That's good. I hear you, Bree. Yeah. No liver and no drama. Yeah, most people don't, huh, Cookie? We take things for granted. You know, in the military, I spent some time in the Philippines, temporary duty, South Korea, went to Iceland, traveled all over the U.S. And my time over in Asia really brought home to me how good we have it here in the States. It's 8:59 a.m. over there in Pakistan. All right. Yeah, I think if it were cooked and it looked appetizing, I would try it for sure. Okay, so the buttermilk soak takes away the bitterness. Okay, is that what it is that makes it so strong? It's bitter? All right, so that's Pakistani, I assume. Biryani? Biryani? Chicken liver sauteed, Greek style, in butter, olive oil, white wine, lemon juice, and oregano. Very popular in New York City diners. Wow. I could even probably eat that. Oh, yeah. My brother was in Okinawa at the Marine base. Yeah. A lot of Marines over there. Yeah, I was at the Air Force Base there in Kadena Air Base, Japan. It's actually an air base. It's got Navy and some Marines on it. But where I worked was actually the bomb dump, munition storage area. I worked out in the bomb dump, building missiles and keeping them ready to go. Biryani are delicious. I will stick with my Chinese food and deer steaks. Chinese food is good too. Yep. Here's some content coming up, Rhea. Pastrami seasoning. I love pastrami, especially on pizza. So Ann says, my niece is a 6 foot tall blonde with dual citizenship because she was born in Okinawa. Yep. Now, our daughter had dual citizenship, also, our youngest daughter. And when she turned 21, she had to decide whether to maintain her Japanese citizenship or go with a U.S. And since we were going to live in the U.S., she went with U.S. citizenship. Pakistan is in the worst economic crisis. Everything has become very expensive here. Yeah, we've had some pretty tough year too with inflation. Gee, it seems to be happening all over, but some places are obviously worse than others. There's Scott, One Jaws Jr. Scott, how you doing? Good to see you. Another good channel if you like rock hounding and tumbling rocks. He's got some interesting stuff. Oh, Cookie was in Europe. Yeah, and I think, isn't it good for people to travel to other countries, appreciate home, because you appreciate what you have at home. Yeah, I agree, Cookie. You go see how other people live, and although it's comfortable, there's nothing better than home. Scott's saying hello. Oh, Diane, you went on an Ethiopian cruise. Cuisine, okay. Ethiopian cuisine is my favorite. Wow, I don't think I've ever tried that. Ethiopian cuisine. What is that made up of primarily? Filipino food. I've had some of that. Lupia. I was at not Subic Bay, but I was at Clark Air Base before it was destroyed with the volcano. Remember the volcano that blew up over there? There's Phil's channel. Thanks, Bree, for putting that up there. Oh, I just like Chinese names. Yeah, I was part of that for 21 years. Proud of my service and was proud to serve. Oh, Cheryl giving you a hard time, Bree. About time you did something. So, what's Ethiopian? Okay, so lots of root veggies. Okay. And some great dance tracks. So, root veggies. What else do Ethiopians eat? Yeah. Everything will be all right. Trust that everything will be all right. Visualize it in your head, everything you do, and that's the way it'll turn out. Travel as much as you can. Yep. I don't do a whole lot. Oki and I go back to Okinawa as often as we can to visit family. It's been before COVID though, since we've been back. Beautiful place. Is that where it was? Pinatubo? That sounds familiar, Phil. Yeah, lumpia is good. That's about all you can do. Whoa, look at there. There's Nate. Hey, Nate, how you doing? Good to see you. Nate, we're talking about food right now. I'm trying to figure out Ethiopian food. I love the spicy Indian yogurt dip. That sounds good too. Dallas are lentils of assorted colors. Beans? I like beans. Okay, Dow, yes, a staple. A little goby, so much delicious. Laverne and Shirley, you remember that show, yeah? Gonna be all right. Thank you, Sandy. Appreciate that. Beans and macaroni, pasta. I'm getting hungry. Yeah, I do too. I like steak too. We had burgers on the grill this evening. There we go. Diane's telling us what's going on here. So, Ethiopian food is served family style, no utensils, eaten either a flatbread. So, what do they cook? What do they prepare? So, some roots. I read up here in the chat. There's some roots. Do they do noodles and things like that? Dal roots and veggies. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. Appreciate the donation. Thank you very much. Air fried burgers. Yeah, we've got an air fryer too. That works pretty good, huh? Dean Martin song. Let me play something for Cheryl over here. Thank you very much. Scrolling. Got to find the video here. There it is. Boom. Appreciate that, Cheryl, very much. Yeah, pasta food is pasta fazool. Is that how you pronounce it? Pasta fazool? Okay, Phil says they incorporate many root veggies and stews, like and similar to Moroccan. Okay. Root, veggies, and stews. Okay, cool. That sounds interesting. Yeah, I don't think I've tried it either, Gia, but would be interesting. I think you have to be open to trying a little bit of everything. I'm not sure about, I haven't had liver in a long time. If you ever get the chance, Cookie says, go to Machu Picchu. Most humbling experience ever. Yeah, traveling is a good education for sure. Even if you're in the States, when we were stationed, thank you. When we were stationed on the East Coast there in Virginia, we took our kids up to DC, went through museums up there. We took them down to Carolinas where they could see the Wright brothers, where they did their work and they took off in their plane. A lot of history there in New Hampshire. We were stationed there for a while. And the kids really learned a lot. And I think it's important for kids, if you don't travel, maybe get them out to some museums and so they can see and learn different things. Oh, look at that. Box Fan D is here, another channel member. Yeah, on late tonight. We did get some improvement, Dee. They went down and they cleaned the well out for us. They put a new pump in it, dropped it down lower. Excuse me. And the first day we pumped extra 200 gallons of water, so we're happy with that. And we think we're ready to go for monsoon season. This is the worst time of year right now for water here in the desert, at least where we live. And so, as I always say, we're sucking air and not a lot of water to be had, but I'm confident that the work that they did, cleaning the well casing out, getting, there's perforations in some of the well casing that were clogged up with calcium, and they put some acid down there, cleaned it out, and we're the best we can be right now with the well casing and the pump, the new pump and everything. So we're hoping for good things, good water. So far, so good, though. Thanks for asking, Dee. Is Arizona the hottest state in the USA? Pretty close to it, huh? I mean, Death Valley is probably the hottest, right? Which is in Nevada, California area, up in that area. But we're pretty close to being the hottest. Yeah, spell check is overrated. Yeah, some words you notice you type some words that might be from another country and spell check doesn't like them. They want to fix them for you. Most amazing place I've ever been. That sounds like a pretty good trip. Ah, amore, right? Amore is love in Italiano. Fox Van D is saying hi to everybody. If you haven't checked out Box Van D's video, she's a great supporter of mine, and she was my first channel member. When I first started, got monetized and opened up channel memberships, she was the first one. So thanks, Dee, always appreciated. And I took the drone over to Dee's place up there in Quartzsite, and she got a chance to fly it a little bit. So that was fun. You got that right. Water is gold in the desert, more important than food or gas. That's exactly right. Exactly right. Water is going to be the next oil boom worldwide, Phil says. Death Valley, yeah. Death Valley is some of the hottest. There's a young lady, Wonder Hussey, I think is her name, that lives in Death Valley. And she has some interesting videos on that place. Oh, that's right. I forgot Havasu. Lake Havasu reached 128 degrees. Yeah, that's pretty hot. Yeah, I hope so, Cheryl. I hope so. We're the best that we can be, as far as the condition of the well. No worries, no worries. We'll figure them out, Phil. Black GMC Cyclone, I was 21. The things that we do when we're 21, huh, Cookie? I think we all did some of that when we were young and dumb, as I like to call it. Yeah, the interesting thing about Arizona, and a lot of people in the chat have been here, is we have the desert like you see behind me. It's the Sonoran Desert, so it's not like sand dune type desert. It's actually pretty lush, and it's hot in the summer, but very comfortable in the wintertime. I think our lowest temperature, geez, I don't think we even hit the 20s. We hit the upper 20s last winter, but you know it's pretty good place in the wintertime. We get a lot of nomads that come out here to the monument and camp, and but it is hot in the summer. But to the north, on the northern end of the state, Gia, we have forest land, so you can go up into the mountains, be nice and cool in the summertime, and then in the wintertime it snows up there. And then you come down here to the southern part of the state to stay warm. So you can move around. It's a very diverse state, in my opinion. Yeah, it was August. Fox Fan D rocks. You got that right. And that's a good point, Chris. It is very low humidity. So if you can find shade when it's low humidity, you can stay fairly comfortable. There's Dee's channel. Thanks, Bree, for posting that. Yeah, the things we do when we're young. Followed Box Fan D for years now, along with Bob Wells. Yep. And Bob Wells interviewed her a couple of times. Smart you were not, Cookie. All right, no rain yet, Dee says. Dee, we'll have to get out there and do our rain dances, huh? I think I went through Yuma one time, Yuma, Arizona in the summer, and it was 122 degrees. Had a flat tire back about when I was Cookie's age, driving my mom's car. Blew a tire, was out there changing the tire on I-10 or I-8, I think it was. 113 today. Wow. We were close to that. I think we hit 110. Oh, Teddy says he was in Vegas. It was 123. Yeah, Vegas gets hot too. Yep, 21. The things we did, right? We think we're invincible when we're that young. Ah, prickly pear. Love prickly pear. The cows love prickly pear here too. That's what the cows eat a lot of down here. Yeah, like this one back here behind me, that's a saguaro. That one there is probably 20 feet tall. When they grow, they're 75 to 100 years old before they put out their first arms. So those little arms there, you know, this cactus here is probably 100 years old and it's a youngster. Yeah. So Tim says, they told me the desert was hot. I had to see for myself. It's hot, right? Yeah, sure is. Yeah, those are saguaro cactus. And see how it's spelled C-A-G? So you pronounce it saguaro, like make that a W. Saguaro is how that cactus, some people call it saguaro. That's incorrect. It's saguaro. Well, hopefully you can make it out here sometime. I sure like it. They are big. Oh, Nate, I'll start calling you Pinocchio. I never did anything crazy when I was young, a complete angel. Uh huh. My dad was smart. When I turned 16, I had a 1962 Corvair. Wouldn't go fast enough to get into trouble. Smart man he was. I know, 21 years old. You guys remember when you were 21? Geez, I was in the military. I went in when I was right after high school when I was 19. Yeah. In a Pontiac pulling a trailer, had a tire explode, driving through the desert in Cali, heading towards Arizona. No water, no spare. I know, right? You don't even think of that. When we head to town in the summer, we put a one of those hand carry ice chests with 3 or 4 waters and some Gatorade. Because sometimes we'll run across somebody who's broke down and they don't have any water. It's a death sentence out here if it's in the hundreds and you're trying to fix something with no water. So we always carry extra water everywhere we go. Yeah, that's Native American jewelry is big here. Sure is. Roy said you were going to come visit us in camp. We're looking forward to seeing you. At least you had something. Warm grapefruit juice to drink is better than nothing, I guess. I don't know if you're talking to me or not, Tim, but we're talking about trying to decide. Oki and I are trying to decide. I'd like to get up into the trees, up into you know Black Canyon Lake area, and do some camping up there. But we had to get some things taken care of around home base here. We had a new roof put on the house. We got the well work done that we needed to do. And so we've got to kind of let everything settle down. We're waiting for the rain because if we leave and we got no rain and not enough water, then everything that we worked so hard to grow, the citrus trees and things, will die in a matter of days. So we have to pick and choose a good time to leave the home. It gets so hot that the highest temperature recorded ever is only 12 degrees higher. Yep. We have a number of tribes here. These Saguaros back here, the Tohono O'odham tribe used to, in fact, they still do somewhat. They harvest the fruit off those saguaros and use it for various things. But a lot of tribes, a lot of Indian tribes down here in Arizona. All right, everyone tell us something when you were Cookie's age. 18C in Alberta. Convert 18 Celsius to Fahrenheit.
That would be 64.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's hoodie weather. Hoodie weather for us. Oh, okay, D. Roy said you were going to visit us in camp, D. We're looking forward to it. Okay. Yeah, Navajo people do dance. They all dance. All the Indian native people do their dancing. It's all very unique to their tribe. If it's ever cool enough to sit inside, I can't drive at night. Well, might be a trip over to CD then. So you got a nice fifth wheel. You can sit in there. Powwow. You talking powwow dance? Okay. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, they do that. They do their dancing. They do that for sure. Oh, I know. Yeah, the internet did not exist when I was a teenager. Now, what do we see? We see our grandkids walking around. Once in a while, uh, we tell our grandkids, "Can you put that thing down and follow me?" and take them out into nature and get them away from those machines, huh? Yeah, we came out here too, Chris. We had a Ford van we brought from New Hampshire. And I grew up in Arizona. I knew what the weather was like. But when I lived here, I was a youngster. And the Ford van that we had didn't have AC. I bought it in New Hampshire and they didn't really need AC up there. But I used it to move our stuff back here, kept it for a few years, and then donated it. Diane was 21, been married 2 years, gave birth to my daughter. You know, one thing I'm learning, 21, married and had 2 children. We partied hard in Michigan legally. Yeah, I hear that. 21, had 3-year-old, 2 jobs, and moved place to place. Oh, okay. Changed D to deer. Orange juice and vodka. Yeah, I remember that. Prune juice and vodka is a pile driver. Oh, yeah. Hmm. I wonder why. 21, that was 32 years ago. My daughter was born. She turned 32 today. Very cool. Happy birthday to Cookie's daughter. You're drawing a swirl and say, keep your hands up. Yeah, that's right. '64 is shorts and t-shirt weather, huh? That's hoodie weather for us. Yeah, it would be hoodie weather every day. You know, I see a lot of Canadians live streaming and they have sweatshirts on, even in the summertime. I know it does get hot, but I think when it gets down to 80, then we start getting cold. You were 21 when the tire blew up. Okay. Windsor, it was a 351 Windsor, Phil. Good motor. I remember those. Was it a Tandy? I think is what they were called. Well, especially where you're at, Chris. It does get cold where you're at. Stayed in Arizona for a couple months, then moved back to Oregon. Lucas is here. Hey, Lucas. My first was a Timex. Oh, I remember the Commodores. Yeah. '88 Plymouth Voyager. I remember those. TRS and Tandy Radio Shack. That's right. That's right. Yeah, they were good motors for sure. And I think the 351 is what Roy has in his Class C. Roy and Becky's Travels. Recorded first demo of a song I wrote at 21. Also, my 3-year-old son was with me. Cool. Oh yeah, I remember the dot matrix printers for sure. In fact, we use those a lot in the military. Whoa, 69 Cougar. With a 351 Cleveland. Love that car. Yeah, I think I'd have been in trouble if I had that car. Hemmings Classic Car Museum, Bennington, Vermont. I'd love to see that someday. $11 payments for a car. Oh, 70 Javelin. Yeah, I remember those. 360. A friend of mine had one of those. Yep. All right, folks, time flies. It's an hour and a half already. I bet you did, Cookie. Got in a lot of trouble with that car. My dad was smart. That 62 Corvair, that thing had no get up and go. 2-speed automatic, and you put that thing to the floor and it'd take you a half hour to get up to 60. A smart man he was. Kept me out of trouble. So, Box Fan D, you still here? Van Girl's looking for you. Had a Plymouth Fury, funniest car I've ever had air shocks and would bounce when you stopped at stoplights. Made other people laugh, dude. Isn't that funny how those memories come back, huh? 60-something Dodge with a push-button start. I remember those, D. I remember those. They also had Dodges also had the push-button transmission, right, where you had drive, neutral, reverse. Diane had a 73 Plymouth. Wow, those are nice cars. Yeah, it's time to button it up and head to bed. It's past my bedtime anyway, 9:30. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me and enjoyed the chat. Nice conversation. I have to do this more often. Yeah, push button everything, huh? I remember those. Chris says, my father had a Fiat Spider before he had all his kids. Traded it in on a station wagon. Yeah, my parents had Mustangs too, Teddy. They had two of them. Each of them was a 6-cylinder, and then Dad had a 67 with the 302 in it. Thanks, Ann, for coming in. Be sure to take it easy, you and Scott. Try to relax, rest, and take care of yourself. Hopefully work doesn't get too crazy for you. Oh, Grandma Kelly. Yes, it's nighttime. Yeah, I just did a pop-up live, Kelly, to see who was out here that felt like chatting. I'm glad to see you come in and say hello. Thank you, Cheryl and Diane, for coming in. And very good. Grandma Kelly is a channel member too. Thank you, Grandma Kelly. I always appreciate. And if you don't know Grandma Kelly's channel, check her out. She's got some good stuff over there. She's doing some magnet fishing and doing some cleanup in some of the parks around there. She's all about that. All right, I'm going to play a couple of videos on the way out, folks. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it very much. And we will see you next time.
I'm so high.